Hello. Welcome to Messages from the Angels TV show and podcast, the show that will help you connect to your angels and your innermost self-love. I'm your host, Judy Jewett. Like we do every Friday, my co-host, Catherine Lanigan, is here. Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Judy. How are you today?
I am fantastic. Please share with us about your angel books.
I sure will. For everyone that, whether you know it or not, I am the author of 60 books, and five of which are all on angels, messages from the angels, just like our show. And my newest one is called Angel Timelines. It's available on my website, which is brand newly constructed. And it's www.Catherine Lanigan. It's Catherine Lanigan, Lanigan.com. And you just go right there and there's a box that says Angels and Christmas. Push that button and you push another button and you can download an audiobook of all five angel books right to your telephone.
Wow, that is awesome. And I do want to just share a little bit because you and I spent a lot of time talking and
Yeah.
sharing, and I know you've been working so much to get everything in audio, and
Yes.
all the angel books and everything. And your covers are just beautiful for the audio. That is
Thank
something
you.
new. And didn't you have like a premiere in, was it Germany?
I did. It was the Frankfurt Book Fair was just recently in the first part of October, and we launched 57 of my books, not quite all my library, but pretty darn close, all in audio, all across the world in my voice. So I am the first author in the world to ever have their entire library placed in audio in their own voice. So I'm like over the moon, I'm really, really excited about it.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do need to share something. You gave me the opportunity to read one of your books
Yes, I did.
recently.
The manuscript.
A manuscript, not even the book, the
All
manuscript.
right. Yeah.
Now, can I talk about that now for
Sure,
briefly before
sure.
we jump in?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, give us the title.
It's called It's You.
It's
And
you.
It's You it's not in print. It is on the audio list. You can download it from my website, www.catherinelanigan.com. But I think what I'm going to do, Judy, based on your reaction, seriously, I am going to go forward and put it into print so that it'll be available in the new year. Not yet, but in the new year, I think I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you like, if any of the viewers or listeners like romance, you want to read a book that gets you away from all of the chaos in the world, and you love romance and you love excitement, you're going to want this book because I'm going to tell you, it's really hard to put it down. And here I was at my son's monastery in the evening reading it, and I'm 3 hours time difference, right, from the Carolinas to California. And so I go to bed
Right.
really early. You already have to be in bed by 9:30 there at night. But I'm like sometimes in bed at 7 or 8. I was. And I know there was one or two nights I stayed up later than I had planned because I could not put the book down.
Yeah.
It was like I telling you, it was a series. It was literally a series that every few chapters was literally, I could see it on TV as a series that you
Yeah.
have from that one book, 12 series. I mean, 12 episodes.
Yeah. Well,
It,
thank you. It's very interesting because I asked my angels, I said, I've got 60 books here, and and it's 45 years of writing. So it's not like I wrote them all yesterday afternoon and used AI. That's not what happened. I mean, I've spent all my life writing these books, and I wrote this one probably about 5 years ago. And it is one book, and I have to tell the story because I do rely on my angels. But I was woken up in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I heard this voice that I call it Mr. Voice because it is literally the voice of, I don't know if it's Michael the Archangel or if it's the voice of God, but it's one of those booming voices that just, I mean, just really catch you, change your life. It just changed my life. And the voice said, her name is Jazz, but it was like, her name is Jazz, like that, like haunting, like that kind of haunting thing. I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I went to my computer. I sat down and I wrote the whole storyline out. I wrote about 25, 30 pages of what the storyline was going to be and what it needed to be. It was a pure download from the angels. Absolutely. So when I asked my angels this time, I said, I've got 55 books. Now I can't reprint personally. I can't reprint all those books. I don't have that kind of money to, well, when I win the lottery, I can do that. But I said, I need to pick one romance out of all of them. And that one just came forward like, like it popped right off the whole collage of all of them, said, it's you. It's got to be that book. And so I've asked and asked and asked my angels. I said, are you sure? And they said, yes, absolutely, 100%. So the first of the year. And then you read it. And I was like, oh my God, the angels are talking through you as well. So I have to put this into print. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And so it was just divine and
It was,
so
it
good.
is a
And
great story.
it's a clean story,
It's very clean. It's very clean. It's a very clean romance. Those that, there's no, it's a story of a boy and a girl who meet when they're 12 years old. And the night that they finally come together, I will tell a little bit about the story. The boy is terrified of the water, and the girl's name is Jazz, short for Jessica. But all the kids at the camp call her Jazz, and she can just do everything. She can dive, she can swim, she can stay underwater. I mean, everyone loves her. And this boy admires her. He's terrified of the water, just absolutely terrified of the water. And he watches from behind a pine tree, watches how she teaches all the other kids how to swim and how to dive. And he just literally falls in love with her. Well, one day she catches him, standing by the pine tree, and she teaches him to love the water and to come together with the water. Well, long story short, we bounce forward. He becomes a para-rescue helicopter, Coast Guard individual who saves people by jumping in the water. So she changes his life completely, and he never ever forgets her. But are they ever going to get back together?
I don't know.
You got to read the book.
Yeah, and when you think they are, they don't.
Right. I know. I'm terrible about that. I just rip
Oh
them
my,
apart.
you're a teaser. You tease. But
Oh my God.
ah,
I mean, what they go through, these poor people, and I've always been accused of throwing the kitchen sink at my heroine, and not only the kitchen sink, but the bathroom sink and the toilet too. And
yeah,
they do. So yeah,
your
yeah.
writing. Oh my God. It's so descriptive. I mean, any
Thank you.
author out there for romance better move over because you are exceptionally good. So I
Thank
hope
you.
that people will read it. And you do have an angel book. I know we're going to talk about some other things, but I'm so excited because you have
I know.
also an angel book out of your 5 books that is a romance.
I do. That's Magical Midnight. I've even got a copy here. Magical Midnight. And it is a Christmas book, so Christmas is coming, and I've got a big book signing coming up in Goshen, Indiana, tomorrow night. So I'm all excited about that. And it was, we're ready for the holidays. And right now, there's so much chaos going on in the world. And if there's anything that anybody can do, anything you can do to pull yourself out of that fear and that thinking that's just literally bombarding us. I mean, it's just, wow. I mean, it was so hard right now, Judy, for everybody out there. It just seems like we're all being attacked and thrown hither and yon, and anything that we can do to to change that for ourselves. We really need to really think about ourselves right now in the process. And in the process of all that, giving ourselves self-love, which is one of the messages that's from the angels. As I told you, we were discussing this, back in the green room, is people, when I asked the angels over and over, I said, what's the number one thing that human beings can do for themselves, do right now to change the world, literally to change the world? And they go, self-love, self-love. Whatever we can do to annihilate the fear that's inside us. And everybody says, well, how do I do that? How do I do that? Well, can I tell my story about
Sure.
about the lady? So I was getting ready for the show today, and I have, half my head in rollers. I've got no makeup on, and I actually did get my sweater on. That part was good. I wasn't still wearing my pajamas, right? Say good night on the front of my pajamas. And anyway, my doorbell rings, and I'm going, oh my God, is it trick or treat already? What's going on? And this lady's at the door. And she said, I want to introduce myself. I'm your neighbor from, 2 or 3 houses down. And she said, I'm having a get together for the ladies in the neighborhood in 2 weeks. And here's your invitation. And she said, I don't know your name. And I said, well, my name is Catherine. And she said, I'm very pleased to meet you, but I just want to get the ladies in the neighborhood together. And I thought, she left, and I just thought to myself, I have been back in this house for 15 years, and that has never happened. No neighbor has had. Now, I've had parties for my neighbors, when I moved in. I had Halloween parties, I had Thanksgiving parties, I had Christmas parties, but nobody had any kind of get-togethers. And here we are in the middle of all of this, polarization and duality that's going on in the United States, especially. I mean, I hear that it's all over the world, but especially in the United States. And here this lady comes to the door with this incredible act of kindness. I just want to have everyone get together, and, we all bring, whatever our drink is that we wanted to bring, a glass of wine or, tea, whatever we want. And then we're going to share something to pass. And I remember doing this 40 years ago. Because I moved around so many times. I've had 15 houses. I would move around all the time. And I would go to the neighbor's house and say, hi, I need to introduce myself, because I didn't know anybody, I didn't, and nobody thought anything of it. Remember surely we all remember those days, but those days are a long time ago, and people just haven't been doing that. Part of it, I think, is COVID. We are all locked down in our houses, so we didn't think about our neighbors or try to, we can't be around anybody. We have to have, social distancing. Who came up with that story? I mean, anyway, I won't get into that part of this discussion, but just that idea of, just a little get together with, and I don't have a big neighborhood. It's a very, I mean, there's maybe 10 houses around here, it's not very large. So it's not a big deal to have, the people in your little circle of your neighborhood or your cul-de-sac to all get together and, just make it available for everybody to come and show up. That's that unity, that socializing. What a gift that lady was to come to my door. I almost started crying. I was just like, how lovely is that to bring us out of all the chaos that we're in.
I absolutely agree. I couldn't say that more. That better. That's beautiful. Okay, I have to talk about something else.
Okay.
Okay, so you got a message and you saw 3 million angels.
No, I saw 300
million angels. Can you share about
angels.
that? That's a message from the angels today. Please share.
That was last night. That was last night. 2 nights ago. I'm sorry. 2 nights ago, it was 300 million angels came in during my evening meditation, and they had one purpose, and that was to drop love into, and they were only in the United States. I mean, many, many times I see it all over the world, but this was only in the United States because everyone is so frightened right now, scared to go to work, scared to stay at work, scared to go to the store, scared to talk to anybody. Don't say anything to anybody. They might be on the other side. You know, that's so wrong. Well, anyway, 300 million angels came in, and there were just these incredible beams of golden light that just came into every heart of every person in the United States.
Wow.
I mean, I saw people living in, huge high rises in Chicago and New York, and they were like just going through their day, and the angels said there are, and this is different from many of the messages that they've given to me prior to just even 2 nights ago. They said there are too many human beings that are not just not awake, they're unconscious. They're unconscious, and no matter what it is that we've done for them, pray for them, try to awaken them in any way, shape, or form, it wasn't enough. The angels, I've been calling on the angels. What do you want us to do? Please help us. I have been begging for help. Well, I got it. 300 million angels came in to bring these people from unconscious to conscious, awake, aware, and being conscious of their lovely life that they have. They don't have to be programmed anymore. They can think for themselves. They can feel the love of the Creator coming in. And those angels were bringing these huge, they look like beams. I mean, really, like sunlight, like when you really look at the sun, the sun is so much brighter now than it was when I was a kid. I got to tell you, even 10 years ago. Yeah, it's like it's white light now. It used to be golden light. You'd look at the sun, it looked gold. The sun is always yellow. Well, now it's white. And that white light is all these solar flares that are changing the DNA in our body. They are literally evolving humanity to a place that humanity has never been before.
That is the 2027. That's what it's about. And the DNA will mutate, and we'll
Right.
have a whole new, quote, species, the new human. And that's
The
going to
new
take some
human.
time. It won't happen overnight, but it's all good. It's nothing to be afraid of. It is to wake you up to your innermost self of
That's right.
divine love and power and inspiration and feeling safe and knowing this all within. You are the God, the creator. The angel is here to help you, to help you. And I feel that people have lost hope, and we are
I
to
agree.
help them. They don't know where to turn. You got the TV on, you got a video on, you're getting bombarded by texts, by phone calls, scaring you, trying
Right.
to control and tell you what to do. And it's all over the place. You
It
have to
is.
look for the most positive messages. No one is perfect out there, but if you can focus on what makes you hopeful and feel good, then stay with that energy, because that's what you want.
That's
That's
right. All you really touched on it is all of that stuff that comes in if there is a message that comes in over the TV or your phone or anything, and you suddenly react because you're afraid, that's a lie.
Yes,
That's a
yes. And
lie.
there is a lot of messages out there
There are
that
a
is
lot.
putting out fear, uh,
Right.
I mean, so much that
Right.
it is going to scare you.
That's
I was
right.
talking to a client who was actually interviewing for a job and said that in corporate America, that even the interviewers, even people that are in professional jobs, they're having a difficult time. That
Hmm.
they are of being balanced and centered and focused. And I'm going to tell you, and Catherine, you understand this from my heart, that even anyone that is God-centered and that is the higher vibration, we still have pain and suffering. You know, our
Yeah.
could happen to us. It could be our loved ones. And I mean, look, I mean, my loved ones and my love is in the mountains of North Carolina, and that was devastation, right? But
Right.
then the silver lining, the gold, the light of the angels just helped so much love that there is so much unity and help.
Yes.
So the ones that I talk to aren't seeing the stuff, well, they're not doing this and they're not doing that and this is happening and that's not what they're experiencing because they're experiencing their neighbors. They're experiencing people handing out food and
Right.
clothes. They're experiencing love, you know.
That's
And
right.
listen, where my one daughter lives, they have to boil their water
Yeah.
because the water supply is still contaminated. I mean, that is pretty serious.
That's
And
very
then they
serious.
say it's okay to put it on your skin, and I'm like, I don't know. But you know, I got to experience that for the weekend last weekend, and that's uptight. And the other thing is there's so much trauma.
Yes.
People have not
Yes.
healed. The angels are telling me people have not healed from COVID, you know, like, and now
Right.
you're putting on, look at the terrific, I mean, hurricanes in the south and going up the coast and what's happening, and the wildfires in Wyoming and other places. And then you hear of other things happening in other countries that are having
Yes.
floods and mudslides and
Floods. The
floods.
floods.
And so I'm not here I want you to breathe because this is about hope. So I'm
Right.
saying things are happening to all of us. But if we can remember to ask for help, you are worthy of so much love. All you have to do is ask for help. And
That's exactly.
the angels are there. Angels are the purest, highest vibration. They're here on earth to help you.
Yes,
And
they are.
they are. And you have to remember that. And if you don't, it's just going to make it harder for you. I was talking to a gal that has been spending a lot of time on social media, and she's waking up already. I mean, she's waking up, she's young, and she is getting caught up or she's gotten caught up because she's reading all this and she doesn't know how to have discernment. She doesn't understand. If it scares you, do not watch it. And
That's
when you
right.
get off of it, you click off and say, I revoke that. I revoke that
Right.
energy.
That's right.
So what I'd like to do is dive more into your angels. 300 million angels.
Three
Oh my
hundred
God.
million. And just what you said is you have to ask for it. Well, I asked. I mean, I was on my knees and I mean, which was very difficult for me because I have pins and plates in one knee. And so I wasn't on knees, one knee. So, but I was still asking. I said, please show me, tell me, what do I need to tell people? Please come in and tell, and we need help and we need it right now. Well, I got it. 300 million. That 300 million, those angels are there for every single person, no matter what you're going through. You know, if it's a health issue, tell them, I need you to help heal me. You know, this doctor isn't doing this guy's not doing this. I want healing. You know, heal me. Just ask for it. And right now they're like, you know what? We are on the ball. I mean, for 300 million to come in is amazing. And they went right to work. I mean, they went right to work. And that love, the love of the creator went right into those hearts. So that, you know, even if that's the problem with all of this fear stuff. You know, the fear stuff is all in your head. You know, you're hearing it and it's in your head. Don't think about it. What does your heart say?
Mhm.
You know, my heart says, I am definitely going to go to this lady's, you know, little gathering. And going back to what you said about we are still traumatized from COVID. We're all like, oh my God, no, I can't get too close to anybody. Oh, should I hug her? Should I shake hands? It's literally, there is that tiny pause when somebody sticks their hand out to shake your hand, and you're like, oh, I guess it's okay now, because for
It is.
2 years we didn't
It
do
is.
that. We didn't touch each other.
Right. Now, the other thing you can do is let's talk about, because inflation the last 4 years has gone up 30%.
Right.
So, and I know in my business software that I've used has gone up a lot. And
Right.
and it's like, oh my gosh, do I change? What do I do? Like this is getting ridiculous. So everybody is experiencing that. You go to a restaurant, you're paying 30% more.
Yes, you are.
You pay, I'm going to start taking my tea bags. I probably shouldn't say that. But my little black tea bags, you get tea, it's $4.
It is.
And they're only charging for the tea. They're not charging for water, right?
Right.
So I don't know. I might really do that, but right now I don't remember to take it out with me. But yeah, I mean, and then coffee, just plain cup of coffee, $5. That's
Right.
not the fancy stuff that I bought at Starbucks for a grande size, a medium size, and paid $6.50. And now they put the price right up there of that one drink with this syrup is going to cost you $6.50.
Yeah.
That's not what we're used to. So we have to stay very positive anyway, and we have to be grateful. And when you buy something, remember you're giving back to yourself. So
That's
don't
right.
fret over the fact that, oh my God, things are 30% higher. Concentrate on, well, I deserve this. And thank you, God, very much for this money because I just spent 20 bucks and I am so grateful to have that money. That's the
Yes, that's
energy
right.
we have to go back to. And we'll
That's right.
remind you over and over again. Catherine, let's talk about, because we have about 5 more minutes. Let's talk
Okay.
about we've already talked about kindness and unity.
Hmm.
Let's and love. I mean, we've talked about the and truth, right? Wake up
Yeah.
to the truth because truth makes you feel good.
Yes, it does.
Truth does not scare you.
It does not. Truth also, the other thing too about truth is it should come in and so that you say to yourself, now I understand. Okay, that's what is really going on. I understand now. I can deal with it instead of just saying this is so insane. I don't get it. I don't understand. Once you do hear the truth, that's should be your reaction. It should be
Yeah,
your reaction.
yes. And now I do need to share something from Archangel Michael. I'm going to
Okay.
change the subject if that's okay.
That's
Um,
okay.
because I want to talk again about Helena. And whether
Mhm.
you are, depending on what part of the world you're from and where you are and all kinds of things and all kinds of trauma with Helena. And it's been so long since anything like this has happened. And it's really easy to get caught up in all of the things about it. And we're not
Right.
going to discuss it now. But there again, you have to breathe and step away because your power is in discernment, as you said.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
power is being neutral. Okay, that's possible. Okay. So whatever you hear, instead of saying no, you might say, okay, you know, um, is it possible? So back to the hurricane. So that I'm really referring to the hurricane. And so Archangel Michael said one of the things that made Helena so I'm not saying it right. Duh.
Catastrophic.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Was that there was so much love going out to help with what was happening with the hurricane.
Hmm.
And then you had from the energy behind it and all the stuff that happens in the eye of the storm, where it is all the anger, it's all the things that has happened. It isn't happening now. It's
Right.
uplifting and removing that the best thing you can do is to pour a laser light into that storm.
That's
Now,
correct.
there were, and I just changed the subject. I haven't even told you what else because Michael did tell me that. The other thing Michael said was that by giving love to a hurricane or a storm or a wildfire does not increase it. Love is the only thing that's going to break it up. So when you're giving love, you're not matching the frequency of the disaster. You're not matching it.
Right.
So you're not
No,
intensifying it.
no,
So
you're not.
make
You're
sure, because like I said,
dispersing it.
other light workers are saying you are. That is not true.
That is
Michael,
not true.
Archangel Michael clarified that. Then the next thing he said, the reason why it was so intense, like in the mountains, especially, and I know Georgia got hit. And I know Tennessee got hit besides the mountains, but it was so much love being poured
Mhm.
out, so much love. Then you had the opposite force that there, Gaia now has two pockets of non-duality, meaning the purest love that
Right,
can't recognize, does not react to anything but pure love.
right.
And so now Gaia has this, and that energy is so powerful. And then you have the negativity from the storm. Then what happened? It clashed, and everything went crazy, intensified. There were so many, like, even though I don't recall that, because I didn't watch the news, I was living it, right? That about
Mhm.
um that there were tornadoes. I mean, like there's always tornadoes at the end of hurricanes or during it, but there were so many of them in the mountains because
Right.
you would see some houses standing and some houses maybe were knocked from a tree. There were trees that were coming down.
Correct.
It was the trees was the biggest problem. So
Mhm.
there again, be careful what you're reading about. Be careful what you're believing, because when we're in fear and we're experiencing something and we know some of the things we know is true, you still got to be careful that you don't get caught up in it, because you're
That's
going to
right.
harmonize with the pain and the suffering and the fear.
That's right.
And
Absolutely.
perfect example, the unity. I know my one daughter and son-in-law were out helping everybody.
Yeah.
And they had chainsaws. I mean, you couldn't even see the roads because and some of the roads higher up in the mountains are washed away, parts of it anyway. So the thing
Mhm.
is, they got out and helped, and that made a huge difference. And you want
Yeah.
to focus on that. Just like now, during the next month, you want to focus on the love, the good. And you're going to
That's right.
find, and gratitude, because you're going to find even after a month, you're going to need to do it. The new earth is happening, and it's uplifting leftovers that's not of love.
That's right. It is, the new earth is there. It is literally, we just got to get there. It's already made, it's created, and creating our life, our energies, raising our own vibrations to match that, and then boom, we are there. That's it. That's
Yes,
exactly what it is.
yes, yes, absolutely,
Some
absolutely.
people are already there.
Yes,
I mean, there are
yes,
already people living there. And I mean, as I've said before, is I've already been over there for little short, vignettes and views to 3 times now. So I know that it's there. I've been back and I'm just like, wow, it is just amazing. The most amazing thing is the consciousness of people. It's you just in your own head, you have no concept of war or hate or duality or anything. It's just absolutely pure love for everyone and everything. It's
yes,
incredible. Yeah.
yes,
I
absolutely.
can't wait to go back.
Yeah, yes, yes. And it helps to be able to do that when you're at peace and you can
Yes, you
find
have to be at
some
peace.
calmness. And
Right.
there again, gratitude, 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 and love
Yeah.
and kindness and unity. Um, so it's going to stretch some people that live in fear and
Yes,
they're
it is.
afraid to trust, but that is going to be the secret. And be willing to let go of your trauma.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that. And I did it once. I've already done it once, and I'm going to start doing it every week. I have a group that anyone can come on. It's free healing. We'll do meditations. We'll do whatever we need once a week to keep the unity going. And so I don't have a special link because it's on Zoom, right? So that's always going to be that way. But I will make sure if you have an interest, make sure you message me and I will get you the link. Anything
Very
else,
good.
Catherine, you want to say?
Just everybody enjoy your life, every moment. Just, you know, whatever's going on. Even we had a rainstorm last night, and I went, "Oh, good, we have some rain. That's just wonderful." I mean, we just need to allow ourselves to enjoy our life. You know, every day that you live, you can't get that day back.
No, no,
So tell the people that you love them, and just be there for everyone and be there for yourself, you know.
that is
Just
right. And with that, I thank everybody, all the viewers and listeners, and
thank you.
please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And then there is a Facebook group that I will start. I've already designed it. I will start advertising that, and we'll also go in there when it builds up and go live there.
Yeah,
That'll be nice with that.
that'll
And
be
with
nice.
that,
Yeah.
then we'll see you, Catherine and I next Friday. You'll see me during the week, other days. So thank you very much. We love you all.
We love you all.